Hello guys, I am back from another video, and today we're talking about what if Deku had a dream SMP quirk. So in the last video, Deku, Izuku was, drugged by, Bakugo, and is about to get, R-word because, she turned yandere. And because of that, she wants to, make Izuku hers, quote unquote. So, before he was about to get R-word, well, Neji and the big three basically arrived before he was about to get R-word. But during the whole fight between Neji and Bakugo, she was about to get killed by Bakugo, but she was stopped by um the one of the other big three members. So yeah, so when Izuku got back to to um to the dorms, Izuku fell to sleep, but he dreamt of a weird looking sky island. He also saw several creatures with long arms and long legs but short bodies. They also had purple eyes, but they started approaching Izuku. Izuku saw several spires or towers with weird purple crystals on them, and Izuku saw a black dragon with purple eyes as it shoots out purple fire. But Izuku wakes up in a cold sweat and goes back to sleep. So let's talk about what happens next. So Izuku basically wakes up. Izuku says, "Ugh, God damn it. That whole nightmare made me can't sleep for a while." Izuku sees, Neji sleeping right next to him. Izuku smiles a little bit. Izuku kisses her on the forehead as she says, morning." Izuku basically tells her, "Hey, wake up." As she says, "Oh, hey Izuku." As she sees, Izuku is basically topless, showing all of it's his abs and shit. He also as she also saw like some scars from training back when he was fighting with Overhaul in the whole ring. As she says, Asuku says, "What?" As she says, you're Asuku says, "Oh, what do you think of it?" As she says, Izuku says, "Whatever. Bye, sweetheart." Izuku basically winked at her as she basically starts saying starts going starts putting the blanket on her face, starts turning red. Her face, by the way. Izuku starts getting ready to go to class 1A. So yeah. So when he goes to class 1A, Izuku sees Bakugo, or at least it's just a computer showing Bakugo, as everybody else is basically asking why Bakugo is basically homeschooled. As she sees Izuku, as she says, "Hey Izuku," her eyes turned into hearts. Izuku says, as Izuku starts covering his face with his hands. As Izuku basically goes to his seat, which is basically in the front, because the Bakugo seat is basically way in the back. So midnight arrives as she says, all right, all of you guys, settle down. We're going to be picking our hero names. And hero names are really important. And besides, we can change our hero names. Like, for example, Razorhead. As they say, yeah, we know this. So, yeah. So, Everybody picks their hero names as it's Izuku's turn. Izuku picks this hero name. My name is the warrior hero. My name is Technoblade. As everybody is saying to themselves, why Technoblade? Izuku says, well, blade as in like my sword. Izuku brings out his blade from, well, the pocket dimension. As everybody else is saying, why the techno part? Izuku says, well, I thought it was pretty cool, so I guess. As they say, pretty lazy, I guess. As Midnight says, alright, time for you guys to pick, like, a internship. So, yeah. So, Izuku picks an internship with, well, um, what's a great internship? So, Izuku internships with Night Eye as Izuku meets to, well, Night Eye's agency as Night Eye says, so, you must be Izuku Midoriya. You used to be, well, the, well, the so-called, um, how do I say it? Izuku says, yeah, I know. I used to be the foster son of, well, Overhaul. As he says, so are you mad of it? Izuku says, yeah, I prefer just to ignore it. As Nedry basically runs up to Izuku as she says, Izuku! As she basically bounces onto Izuku. As Izuku spins her around a little bit as she says, Izuku, oh, why did you internship here? Izuku says, I think it was pretty cool, I guess. As she says, really? As Izuku sees the other big three members. As one of the people says, or at least one of the people that Izuku sees is a boy, well with just dark eyes and also has black hair. As he says, my name is Tamaki. Izuku says, why are you shy? As he says, as he starts going into the corner, Izuku says, weird. As Izuku sees a man with some sort of, well, blonde hair and also has blue eyes. As he says, my name is Mirio. As Izuku says, hi Mirio. As he says, oh, so you must be the guy that we saw, last time. Huh. It's pretty funny. As Izuku says, what's funny? As he says, well, your whole thing with, well, that, girl. Izuku says, I prefer not to talk about it. As he says, okay, so yeah. So, they start patrolling the city together as they decide to go to a coffee shop as everybody else is basically saying to Izuku, why did you decide to become a hero? As he says, well, I was forced to, I guess. What a bloody joke. But I'm kind of okay with it, I guess. As Tamiki says, so, what type of coffee do you want? As Izuku says, sugar and cream. As they start looking at Izuku, Izuku says, what are you looking at? As, well, Nedry says to Izuku, why sugar and tea? I meant, sugar and cream. Izuku says, well, I think it's, kind of delicious. And besides, any other coffee flavored, like, well, stuff makes me, well, actually, I prefer not to talk about it. As they say, why? Izuku says, reasons. Ugh. So, yeah. So, you start going to, well, to their table as they start eating, well, some crackers. As Izuku starts eating his, cream, cream and sugar, well, coffee, Izuku sees at the, well, in the corner of his eye, well, a mugging. Izuku says to himself, I guess I'll have to do it later then. So, Izuku well tells them to excuse myself, as they say sure. So Izuku starts getting out of the the cafe, as Izuku says to the muggers, so why are you mugging a girl like her? As they say, get out of this, you damn kid. Izuku says, are you serious? Izuku basically brings out his sword as he starts creating explosions. Basically similar to like Bakugo, but more intimidating because because of his mask. And if you didn't know, I actually just made a mix of the face of Technoblade with the um with the mask, or at least the skin of well um of Dream. But I wanted to ask you guys, some of the fans of the Dream SMP community, why did you think that um um do you think that Dream has a masked hoodie? I think it's kind of weird because his actual skin is basically just a green, like a just a neon green body with just a smiley face. And how did it translate to a goddamn man wearing a green hoodie with a weird smiley face? I want all of you to comment in the bottom why. I always thought of Dream as you'll probably know this series, Five Nights at Freddy's. It looks like the character known as the Puppet, and if you don't know, the Puppet is basically just the creepiest ass thing that you can imagine. Anybody that has a fear of puppets or dolls are basically terrified of that thing. And it's also the main inspiration for my character. That's a quick fact. So yeah, back to the story. So as they say, do you really think that you can intimidate us? Izuku says, well, you don't want to know about my powers then. As Izuku sees like a bit of a puddle there, as Izuku starts using the water to basically try and suffocate them, as they say, well, damn it, as they start using their quirks, as Izuku starts charging and using some hidden how do I say it, yeah, quirk canceling handcuffs, as they get handcuffed really easily. So yeah, so Izuku calls the police as they ask, so why did you do it? Izuku says, well, I'm a hero in training. What do you want me to do? Just left her to just get mugged? As they say, true. So Izuku comes back to the car, to the cafe, as they start joking around a little bit. So yeah, after that whole thing, the end of the internship was finally over. So yeah, so Izuku basically asked Nedry, Nedry, I wanted to ask, as she says, what is it? As Izuku says, well, can you um I actually want to date you. As Izuku blurted it out, as she says, hmm, I'll accept. Izuku says, oh, really? As she says, yep, I actually liked you. uh, as she comes up to Izuku, as she basically kisses Izuku around the lips. As they start getting into like an intense kiss, started doing lips and shit like that. As after that whole thing, they made it back to um back to the dorms. As she says, Izuku, because we're now dating, can we sleep together? Izuku says, yes, sweetheart. As Izuku doing a sexy voice, as she starts blushing a little bit. Izuku says, Okay, as Izuku starts going to sleep, as Nedry starts going to sleep with Izuku. So yeah, so I hope you liked the video. Comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.